Hello everyone, Pallytom here with TGN.TV. Let me start this out by saying that I wasn't planning on recording anything this week. I've been really under the weather since the weekend, and I've just been kind of laying low, not really doing much of anything, just kind of resting. But then this game came out, and that ruined all of the resting that I was doing. This is the mighty quest for epic loot. Yes, that is the name of the game. As far as I know, it just came out on Steam yesterday. It's an open beta, and I have played it for 13 hours straight. And to put that into perspective, it's about 10:30 in the morning right now. So there went my entire night. Now, I'm also going to say that I'm very tired. So if the things coming out of my mouth don't make sense sometimes, I hope we can all excuse that and just appreciate how shiny my robe is. Okay, so this is the Mighty Quest for Epic Loot. My first impressions on it, I mean, I'm going to cut right to the chase. It is absolutely incredible, amazing. I love it. And I just want to share this with everyone that I possibly can. I don't want to waste too much of your time today. So we're going to jump right into this. So where should I start? Okay, let's just do a dungeon. This is a castle. You can see I'm on my floating castle in the sky, and we are surrounded by other floating castles in the sky. Now, some of these are made by players, and we'll get to that in a little bit. But some of these are quest-based, and it's made by NPCs. And if you're if you're not the only one getting motion sick here, okay, let's stop moving that. I want to show you guys how much fun this game is. So I'm playing as a mage. I threw money at this game. My policy on life is if I enjoy something, I should spend money on it, I guess. But I'm playing as a mage. I am level 14. And as a mage, I gain access to a unique, I believe, 12 abilities. Last time I checked, 4 times 3 is 12. Good, I'm doing good. I gain access to 12 abilities that the other classes don't have. So my mage is my highest level. There's also, after the loading screen, there's an archer in his underwear because I haven't played him yet. There's the runaway who plays music at things and it does something. I don't know. I haven't played that yet either. There is a noble knight who is also in his underwear. Disregard his flaming head. He doesn't even mind. It's totally fine. But I definitely have the most experience with the mage. Now, the skill progression in this game, it does kind of progress like a dungeon crawler. You gain access to abilities as you level up. And as you continue to level up, you get upgrades to those abilities. Now, kind of think like Diablo 3. You can only have so many abilities equipped at a single given time. I have 4 abilities. I guess that's what everybody has. Everyone has 4 abilities. But you can interchange them and kind of make up your own build and kind of have something to meet a particular situation. Right now I'm going with Vortex Rift, Death Bolt, Electric Charge, and Conflagration. Let's find am I making you dizzy yet? Let's go to the barn. I've already done this. But this is a level that we can go into just to kind of show you the dungeon crawler mechanics of this game. Also, I apologize if I seem a little bit off. It's the complete lack of sleep. I mean, I've been awake 24 hours. At least 24 hours. So, the core game mechanic here, what a lot of people are going to refer to when they talk about this game is the dungeon crawling mechanics. So you can see there's a bunch of chickens in here. If I walk into the room, they will aggro me. Then I kill the chickens, and then we get loot. There's 2 different types of currency. You have the life force as well as the gold. And I'll explain what those do in a little bit, but right now we're just going to focus on clearing this dungeon. You can see a decent assortment of enemies in here. There are a lot more than what you're going to see in this particular dungeon. Usually these castles have themes that change, when you join a different castle. They're all kind of a little different, but the goal is always to get to the end and get as much loot as physically possible. I'm taking a little bit of damage here. Let's go ahead back up. So my four abilities, what they do, my number one is kind of a vortex on the ground. I can demonstrate that here. It sucks everyone up into one area. My right click is that fire on the ground. It just burns people while they're in it. Really, really good combo to use together. My number two ability shoots a really hard-hitting spell at a single enemy. Oh, I walked into one of the traps. Really hard-hitting spell at a single enemy, and then gives me some health back. So that's basically how I heal myself. And then my number three ability allows me to get around very quickly, as you saw there. Let's see if I can group these guys up and kill them really fast. My staff, there are a few different types of staff for the mages. The staff I'm using gives me the Chain Lightning effect. Now, Chain Lightning is a spell that you can get in the game normally. You don't have to get it from a staff. But with my particular setup, having it on my staff actually works out pretty well. I should also mention that these dungeons, the NPC dungeons, I do not believe that they are randomized. Usually randomization is a pretty big thing in dungeon crawlers, but I believe all these levels are static. All of the non-player made levels are static, and I've kind of alluded to the players being able to craft their own levels, and I'll show you that after we finish this one. I believe we're almost at the end already. That's one thing I really like about this game, actually. The fact that it does not take a long time to get stuff done. I mean, we'll probably be in this dungeon about 5 minutes. If that. I mean, I'm moving pretty slow. But in that 5 minutes, we actually, we get a fair amount of resources. We get a fair amount of XP. XP leveling, essentially, in this game is very, very, very slow. It starts off very fast, but once you hit about level 10, it just drops off. I mean, I've been doing stuff constantly, and it just kind of slows down. I believe the top level is 35. And again, just to give you a time frame, I've gotten a knight up to level 5, and I've gotten this character up to 14 in about 13 hours. So there's that. There was also a pretty steep learning curve, and I was messing around with the base crafting quite a bit. Usually there's a pretty hard boss in these. The hard boss was that dog that we fought a little bit ago. There was more of the dungeon that I could have explored to get more XP and stuff, but we're not going to worry about that because I want to show you guys the real drive here. Think about that as only an easy way to get XP. The non-player made levels, the levels that are for quests, are basically there to get XP. Let me show you the heart of this game. I'll give that dungeon a 3. Let me show you the heart of this game. Now that I've gathered resources, if you look over at the top left, I hope my mouse is on screen or this whole video is going to be weird. Look up at the top left, you see I have 1,000 something and 3,000 something. Well, if we go to my base, which I've artfully crafted here, the gold refers to the cost of upgrading most items. So I have 3,000 gold. So let's see, for instance, I have a research thing right here. If I click on that and go to upgrade, it's going to take 10,000 gold to get that up to the next rank so I can unlock better research for my castle. So this is my castle. I have laid this out very meticulously. That's the word I'm looking for. I've laid this out very meticulously. I have changed the design of my castle several times over the course of the night, and it is super easy to do. Really, really fun to do. Let's give you an example. If I wanted to add on a room, I already have a room somewhere here. If I wanted to add on a room to my castle, I can just go, well, let's pick up this half of my castle. And let's move that over here. And let's say I wanted to put a different room in the middle. Well, there we go. There's a new room installed. Granted, I don't want that room. I liked the room that was there before. That's why I put it there. But it's really, really easy to do. And what other players are going to be doing is breaking into your castle. They're going to spawn right here on that little disc. This drawbridge is going to fall. And they are going to try to make their way through your castle, kill all of the defenses that you set up, and make their way to your treasure room to loot your chests, to get your gold and your life force. Now, you are designing this castle, of course, to stop them. Now that I have a little bit more life force, I can go ahead and I can't find the button. It's up at the top. And I can lay down some fire mines. This is basically how I've planned on defending myself. Let me show you just how deadly these fire mines are. Let me show you how just deadly these fire mines are. Hopefully that stuff was powered up. I actually didn't check to see if it was. So you can see that one of the things I really like about this. Let me show you the fire mines first. So that's the main. That's my main defense into my castle. I think that's pretty effective. I think that's pretty effective. I think that'll do. But these aren't powered up. Let me go ahead and power up these. There has been some server issues tonight, and some weird stuff has been happening because of that, like some traps becoming unpowered. But, I mean, I laid all of this stuff out to my exact specifications, and it's really, really, really cool how you do it. There is a summoning portal here in the back that you can constantly upgrade to get better minions. So I've been laying down all these guys. These are like little witch doctors that raise the dead. These are super strong snipers. I should really put some more of those in, but I don't have enough life force at the moment. And I've changed my layout so many times tonight, just trying to get something that I like. But what I really like about this system, and I apologize if I'm rambling, I truly do. What I really like about this system is the validation aspect of it. Every time you make a change to your castle, every time you add a unit, whatever. And in fact, I think it's a little bit too meticulous with this. Like, if you rotate a character, I believe you have to revalidate your dungeon. But, you know, minor formality. What I love about the validation system is that you have to be able to defeat your own castle before other people can raid your castle. So let's go ahead. I'll try to validate this. So we're going to play through the setup that I made to try to keep other people out. Now, this is a little bit of a spoiler if any of my subscribers watch this. I do have an open invitation to anyone. If you want to add MF Pallytime to your friends list, I'll be more than happy to wreck the shit out of your castle. But I'm going to try to beat mine now. So this is the tricky part. Oh shit. Oh shit! Oh, almost died. Okay, I just have to kill these guys. Try to get a little health back from them. Alright. So you can see this wave of chickens here. They're all going to die pretty easy. They're not the real big threat here. The threat is the witch doctors, the Dr. Bones, because you can see just how many skeletons those guys are spawning. Now I have to somehow focus them in the back and take them down. Now I do hit pretty hard. I can use the... Oh, I've pulled the boss as well. I can use my research lab to upgrade these guys a little bit more, make them a little bit stronger. But for right now, I hit pretty hard. And because of my current spell setup, you can see I do a pretty substantial amount of AoE damage. So I can take care of this pretty easily. Also, my boss isn't upgraded. He's level 6, I'm level 14, so he's going to die pretty fast. This guy's pretty cool. The shield guy, what he does is periodically, he's going to give a AoE buff out to all of his teammates and basically make it so they don't take really any damage at all. They absorb all their damage. After you have slain all the enemies in a castle, you then destroy their mines. These are basically free resources for the castle owner, so obviously you have to break those, and then make your way into their treasure room, and that is basically how you win at raiding a castle. Now you can see up at the top right, I have set a par time of 1 minute 53 seconds. So if someone comes into my castle and clears it in under 1 minute and 53 seconds, they are going to get a bonus star. And you get a star rating for several things. One is just getting to the end. You get 1 star for getting to the end. Then you get another star for killing all of the mines. So a common thing people do is hide their mines in like some crazy layout. And the 3rd star is for beating the par time. So I'm just gonna, let's pick a dungeon here. Can I zoom out anymore? I don't believe I can. Let's go to a little bit easier of an area. I'm still a little under-leveled for that area. We'll do an easy one because I have to make myself look good. So this is someone's dungeon. Or castle, I guess is the political term. But the green ones are NPC made. The blue ones are player made. And we can go ahead and attack it. Now this is really the fun part of the game to me because you never know. You really have no idea what people have done in their castle. Some of these are very heavily trap based. Some of these are very heavily mob based, monster based, whatever you want to call them. And you really have to adjust your playstyle appropriately. Also, you can see he tried to hide his mines here. You have to find these things to get your star rating. And then there's the constant pressure of wanting to beat par time. So I have about 2 minutes and 20 seconds until I have to be done with this particular castle. And that's a really strong driving force. I really enjoy that. Because it just keeps everything so fast-paced. You can go through, let's just say 10 castles like every half an hour. Just really keeps the action moving. Really, really fun to play. And I've talked about this before in some other videos. Fast match times like that really open the game up to casual players. But it's also enough to keep me interested when I've been playing all night. Alright. I'm trying to focus down the boss here, the Count Nottingham. He's giving me a little bit of an artillery barrage, but he's going to go down pretty easy. I did my vortex on him, sucked him back. I was trying not to progress up too much because you can see there's a line of hazardous material there. Those signs that are kind of twitching on the right side of the screen. I don't really know what they are. They're probably just slows. I think they're just slow bombs. I guess they already went off. Who knows? I would know if I was paying attention to them. Alright, I think that's everything. I think that's all the mobs. Oh, and I cleared this place with 50 seconds to spare. Not bad. Not bad at all. So there you go, 3-star rating. Now you might be saying to yourself, what if I suck at designing a base? Because actually, when you do raid someone else's base, you get a percentage of their resources that they have banked up. So there is a real risk-reward associated with this. But what happens if you suck at defending your base? What if you suck at tower defense games? Because essentially that's what the base design is. It becomes a tower defense game. Well, they thought of that, actually. I can actually show you an example of mine. Because I suck at this. That's why I've gone through so many iterations. If you look up at the top right, there's this little shield here. If I click on that, a shield is active on your castle. During this time, your gold and life force cannot be looted by enemy attackers. Do you really want to disable the shield? No, keep the shield. Keep the shield there. But I believe the first time it came up, it lasted for 12 hours. So when my base was raided the first time, it absolutely sucked. Like I had like this guy in it, and that was it. And they were coming in, and they just walked right through my base and killed everything. Now, obviously, that sucks. So they shielded the rest of my resources, so I had time to continue to quest, to continue to go out there and raid other people's bases to gather resources, so I could try to reinforce my base a little bit more. Now, people can still come in, and if they are successful, again, up at the top right, I have these crowns. Think of the crowns as a ranking system. So I won't lose any resources, but if they clear my base, I'll lose crowns and be a little bit lower ranked. Really no big deal at all. Can I put down another one of these archers? I do not believe that I can. He's 470. I have 409. Let's see if I can sell something. Every time I've tried to sell something this morning, the servers are kind of just broken. But let's sell one of these shield guys. Whoops. And the Steam overlay comes up a lot when you press shift. You don't even have to alt tab. It's kind of weird. Kind of buggy. Like I said, it is a beta. It's open beta. Open beta. Alright, I want to place one of these archers down. So, the only thing that I really feel is missing from this is co-op. And I think, don't quote me on this, I think they're adding 2-player castles at some point. Please don't hold me accountable if they don't, but that'll be so much fun. But I've really been enjoying this game so far. I just wanted to share it with you. I hope 20 minutes wasn't too long to... yeah, let's go with that. I hope 20 minutes wasn't too long to soak all of this in. I hope I didn't draw it out any more than it had to be. I think I covered all of the aspects that I wanted to. It's really, really, really fun, guys. Really, really fun. I mean, within the first 4 hours of playing, subscribers of mine were already sending me videos of them trying to go through my castle and clear out all the obstacles that I made. I mean, from that point, I was hooked. It was just really, really cool. I hope you guys check this game out and you have as much fun as I have been having. This is on the PC on Steam. If you enjoyed today's video, please be sure to hit the thumbs up button below. And if you're new to the channel, I encourage you to subscribe. Good sir or ma'am. This has been Pally Time, and I'll be back once I'm feeling better. Okay, bye.